good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, I'm gonna be speaking about journaling. I feel like I've been talking about journaling in almost all my videos. I'm just here blabbing about journaling. And so on today's episode, I'm gonna be speaking about journaling and how it has changed my life and the things that I have learned and the things that I've unlearned because it's something that I've been doing for so long, for like give or take 5 years. So I've really learned so much. So on today's episode, we're gonna be speaking about journaling. Now I'm gonna dive deep into journaling. I will tell you a few to do's. I don't think I'd tell you what not to do in journaling because it's as authentic as as you. Because there are people who prefer journaling in terms of writing. There are others who prefer journaling in terms of pictures. And then you can also make your journal to be as beautiful as you want. You can make it as plain as you want, minimalist, whatever you want. But I'll just give you a small explanation on me, what I do, what I've learned, and the things that I've learned. So I have several journals. I mean, for those 5 years, I think I've used 4 journals, and this is my fourth journal. This is the journal that I'm using in. I think I've used it in 2024 and now beginning of 2025. This is my journal. So I'll give you a backstory on how I started journaling and yeah, and how it has helped me so far. So first of all, I started journaling when I was going through a really rough breakup. Yeah, and to make matters worse, I went through my breakup immediately after my uni. So imagine I'm done with uni, I'm applying for jobs, I'm not getting a job. It's been months. I thought something that I thought would just take like a month or two and I get a job, it's taking like months. Then I'm going through a nasty heartbreak. Then I am from a staunch Christian family where they don't believe in therapy. They think therapy is a waste of time and they ask you, have you sought counsel from God before you can think about therapy? So it's not something that was considered. So I thought if I don't find a way to clear my mind, I'll go crazy. And since therapy is not in the picture, maybe I can figure out another way. And for a period of time, I was taking walks. Yeah, I was taking walks, maybe unwinding my thoughts, trying to like really understand what I'm thinking about. But then with time, I realized, in as much as I am taking these walks, they are helpful in that moment, but then once I come back home, it's like back to square one. So I had to figure out something that would be at least more permanent. Of course, not very permanent, but at least it would give me relief for a longer period of time, and not only relief but clarity, give me more self-awareness and all that. So yeah, that's how I started journaling. So I just went to the supermarket. I remember I went to Naivas. I went to Naivas, and Naivas has really nice diaries, by the way. Naivas and Textbook Center, they have really nice diaries. But anyways, don't worry, I'm working on my own diaries, and there will be more cute. Stay tuned. So I just went to Naivas. I picked a very nice diary. I think I've shown you my first diary in my first episode of my YouTube. I've showed you my first diary. That's the diary I picked up in Naivas. And then I went and picked some gel pens. At least gel pens make your diary look cute. At least they add color to your diary. I don't know if I can show you that. Like you can see here, you know, you can see green. Um, this is purple. I don't know if it can zoom in enough, but yeah, it makes your diary look so cute and it adds color. But then once I got my journal, I was so torn. I'm trying to Google how do people journal, what do people write about, but Google is so confusing. This writer has this to say, this one has this to say. I mean, there's so much contradiction, and so I had to figure it out by myself. And In the beginning, I honestly didn't know what to write. I was just there writing my goals, writing my dreams, writing my desires and all. But with time, oh my God, I became good at it. And now I could process my thoughts and actually jot them down. And sometimes I don't even process them. I just write what I'm thinking about, just writing what I'm thinking about. And so, one thing that I learned as I started journaling is writing things that you're grateful for before you start journaling. So if you can notice, my diary has this little um, this these sticky notes. They are everywhere. As you can see, they're everywhere. Even this. So I just take a sticky note, I stick it on the upper part of the page that I want to start journaling. And first of all, what I write is the things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes they're just as general as grateful for life, grateful for health. Maybe that day I don't have something specific that I'm grateful for. Yeah, but at least I'm alive. At least I'm healthy. At least I have a roof over my head. And I would write that. Let me read to you one sticky note. So on this day, on this um, on this call it X day, I was grateful for life, grateful for a hopeful spirit, and no matter what, I am great. No matter what, I will never give up. I will push forward as I wait for my blessings. Forward ever. I am grateful for that hopeful mentality. So in that day, I woke up feeling so hopeful, you know what and what, and I was grateful for that because people are hopeless out here. But imagine you believing in yourself every day, even when things don't feel like they're going the way you want them to go. But you wake up and you're still hopeful. You wake up and you're like, you know what? Either way, I know things are gonna turn out great for me. So that day, the next day, I was grateful for hopeful spirit. I was grateful that I'm pushing forward no matter what, no matter the breakup, no matter the sadness, no matter the cries, no matter the doubt, you know. Yeah. So first thing I learned was that write things that you're grateful for. Then, personally, I love journaling a place that's quiet, and I love some background music. So, and I chose the background music according to the mood that I'm feeling in that time. Sometimes I just want something slow. Sometimes I am hyped up. I am happy, so I want maybe something hyped up. Sometimes I am feeling sad, so I'd rather listen to some sad songs. Honestly, you would think sad songs would make you more sad, but they just make you relaxed. And what are sad songs? Just, you know, people call those songs that are slow sad. They're not sad. Sometimes they're just slow songs, yeah. And I write the song that I'm listening to in that period. So sometimes I'll just write on top there the song that I am listening to, and what what it's making me feel in that moment in time. And then now I go ahead and write the mood that I am feeling that moment in time. So most days I write the mood, but at times I just want to clear my thoughts. But most times I write the mood that I am in, and then now I start journaling about my mind, what I am thinking, what is in my mind, what's going on in my mind, what I woke up feeling, and I'll read to you. And you know the best thing about journaling, you do not have to understand your thoughts, because once you write them down, it's actually when it gives you clarity or more awareness. In the moment when you're thinking, you're not like sure, you're not clear on whatever you're thinking about. But then once you journal them down, it's like it gives you some sort of clarity, you know, and then now you realize, oh, wait, I am sad because of this and this. I am happy because of this and this. Oh, for real, I'm actually having mixed feelings. It gives you some form of clarity. Yeah. So I just wanna read to you. On this day, on this X day, I just woke up and my mind was on a race. It was racing, and so I just jotted down everything that I was thinking about. So I'm just gonna read the first paragraph, and maybe it will give you a rough idea on what I am saying. You just write it down. So on this day, I just woke up and wrote. First of all, let me tell you, in my diary, I address myself as baby, beautiful girl, or girlfriend or sweetheart or darling. I call myself those good words. I call myself those kind words, those lovey-dovey words that you want to hear from other people. That's how I address myself in my diary. So every time my diary in the beginning is hey baby, or hey love, or hey girlfriend, or hey pretty. So those words that I want to hear from other people, that's what I address myself as in my diary. And if there's anything going on, like maybe it's my birthday, or maybe it's a Labor Day or it's Jamhuri Day, I tell myself first, Happy Jamhuri Day, or Happy Labor Day, or Happy Pride Month, like that. I acknowledge whatever is going on. Or if it's Happy Women's Day, I tell myself Happy Women's Day, Happy International Girlfriend's Day, because I'm your girlfriend. I am my own keeper, I am my own lover. So on this day, I just addressed myself as lover. So I was just like, hey, lover. And then I put a small stroke and then baby. So I addressed myself as lover and baby. And then I told myself, and then I just poured my mind. So this is what was going on in my mind. Okay. So I wrote, one time you're so hopeful, energetic, then the next time you're full of tears, wondering when things you want or need are gonna align and find you. How is everything gonna fall into place? How will you actually build that dream life? And now, how will you actually build that dream life? And now you're feeling stuck again, and everything feels foggy that way. You see, some days I just want to lay my mind on the book. I just flow with my mind. So as I am thinking, I am just like unwinding it on my book. And the best thing about journaling is, man, you can just pick your journal at 1 a.m. and write your thoughts. Because trust you me, at times I'll be wailing and crying at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. And who can you call at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.? You don't want to be such a nuisance or a disturbance. In as much as you have friends that you can easily call or talk to, I mean, the diary will not feel like you're burdening it or anything whatsoever. So I just pick my diary and I journal. I journal at 2 a.m. and I put my mind and my thoughts on the book. And yeah, like that day, that's what I was feeling. So I just jotted it down. Sometimes I use guided journaling. There are so many guided journaling on IG and TikTok. So there are many ways in which you can still evaluate yourself by asking yourself questions and answering by really thinking deeply. In my next YouTube video, I'll still be talking about journaling. I'll actually make sure I get the list of the places where I get that guided um, journaling, because they ask questions, then you think about them, which gives you more self-evaluation. You get to evaluate yourself a little bit deeper when you ask certain questions, and then I write the answer. So the questions make you evaluate yourself, and then the answers, they give you clarity. So there are so many pages. I'm gonna do a research on that deeply, and then I'll come share it with you guys. Like you see on this day, I don't know if you can see, I just went to those pages and got a list of questions, and then I answered those questions. So some of the questions are like, what are you proud of accomplishing? What is the best decision you have taken so far? How have you failed? How do you feel like you have failed so far? How are you different than a month ago, than a week ago? Because we learn and unlearn on a daily. So those are the questions. And let me tell you, there are so many. I'd advise you as a beginner, start with those kind of questions. By the time you're doing freelance journaling, you can easily jot down your thoughts because you have already self-evaluated, and at least you have more clarity, and at least it's easy for you to actually speak what your mind is thinking, because sometimes it's hard. Because sometimes your mind is thinking everything and anything, and you don't even know how to put that in words. And this guided journaling can help you with that. But if you want to do freelance journaling, do it. Write whatever your mind is thinking, even if it doesn't make sense, because the more you write, the more you get more clarity. So I tell you, just start. Just start. I mean, I also started, and oh my God, in my first journal, I remember it was just writing, I was just writing about how I want to be a billionaire, how I want to travel the country, how I want to visit 5 countries in a month. I was just writing my wants, my desires, my goals. And that's how I ended up learning and becoming so good at it. So you begin somewhere and be easy on yourself. Another thing I will tell you is, even though it's not on a daily, make sure you add some pictures to your journal. Sometimes I just print those affirmation, not the affirmation, and there are so many on Pinterest. So I just print them like this. These are words of affirmation, just printed, and then I stick them. When you look at your diary, you're even so eager and down to read them every single time. Journaling is actually a good practice, guys. And first of all, don't ever feel pressured to do it on a daily. I actually don't pressure myself into journaling. Sometimes I don't even journal for a whole month, because sometimes I'm just like, you know what, let me just stay with my thoughts. But then sometimes when I take my journal, I can even write like 20 pages, because I'm just writing and writing and writing. And sometimes I really love like giving myself updates of how my life is going in every kind of way. So this is what I do. I take my journal, I separate it in different parts of my life. So what I do is I write my well-being. I talk about my relationships, how it has been with my parents. If I'm dating at that time, I write what's going on with me and my partner, my friendships, gymming, in terms of my health, and all that. Right, in a different section, careers and money matters. How have I been spending my money? What am I doing at work? How is my career? Am I doing something that I'm loving? I just put an update of my work shenanigans, how I'm earning my money, how it's affecting my mental health, in terms of career, in terms of money matters. How am I spending my money? Am I saving? Am I budgeting? Am I crazily spending? What are my habits for that month? Especially if I've not journaled for a long time, I love to like take an accountability of the things that I've been doing, because our month is a lot and a lot can happen in a month. So after not journaling for a long time, I just divide my diary like that. I write well-being, I write everything about well-being in terms of relationship and all that, career, and then I write my life in general, daily living. So I write about my moods, how they have been. Of course, they're on and off, but what have I been feeling more? What have I been feeling less? What have I been doing? Am I anxious? Have I been in control of my life? Are there things I've done recklessly? Like that, like that. And you realize that once you start journaling and become a frequent journaler, you realize it's not like people holding a gun to your head, you need to be journaling right now. Because you're crying, you need to be journaling. No, it's something that you do when you feel like, oh, let me just journal today. I feel like I want to journal. You do it when you really want to do it, or when you feel like, you know what, I want to lay my thoughts on a book. No pressure whatsoever. Another thing I will tell you, journaling actually reduces anxiety, because it regulates your thoughts when your thoughts are so overwhelmed. It regulates them. You're more aware of whatever you're thinking. You're more aware of your surrounding. And I feel like journaling is what has made me be so much self-aware, that I can tell, oh, I am anxious because of this and this. Nowadays, when I'm in a setting, or maybe when I'm in a situation, I access myself first. I ask myself, you're in this situation, how are you feeling? I am anxious. What do you think is making you anxious? It's that person seated over there, they're looking at me, and what's the worst they can do? You're in a social setting, so just be amongst people if you feel like they're a threat to you. I mean, journaling, I think, is what has made me easily have a dialogue with myself, because now I'm in tune with myself, I'm in tune with my thoughts, with my moods, with my surroundings. It has helped me identify triggers and patterns. Oh my god, let me tell you, I have identified triggers and patterns with journaling. I sit down, and what I always do most times is I always go back to my journal and read. Sometimes I even just take my old journal and read like a storybook. Just the way you'd peruse a normal storybook, I read my journal like that, and then I realize, oh, there's a pattern in that. Oh, and that trigger has triggered me then and has triggered me now, then I need to work harder on it. You know, it has helped me identify that these are my triggers, these are my patterns, and in as much as I'm thinking that I'm working on that trigger, it's still triggering me now, then I'm not doing enough. You're in tune with your soul, you're in tune with your deeper being. It's just not you. You are in tune with what goes beyond this body, you know, and it's just life changing and so good, so good. Okay, so another thing, um, journaling has helped me process pain. Let me tell you, I have journaled in my worst of times and it has made me feel better. Another thing I tend to do when I'm journaling is I tend to really tell myself good things at the end of a journaling session. So if I have journaled today, at the end of a journal of my journals, you'll find that I've told myself I am blessed, I am favored, I am a beautiful girl, I am going far, I'm exactly where I need to be. So in every journaling page, at the end, I will tell myself that, and I will tell myself I love you. Yeah. I would I'll assure myself that I got you. I'll assure myself that things are actually happening in the best way possible, because you know what, you know, the universe got you, the universe has the best in store for you. So I remind myself that even as I am going through things, I'm telling myself, you know what, no matter what you're going through, the universe has the best in store for you. So in one of my finishing remarks, like here, I was just journaling about a season. I think there's a time I quit my job and it was a really tough season for me, but I overcame it. And this is what I wrote at the end of all that. I wrote to myself, I know I am meant for greatness, meant to enjoy my life to the fullest. And in this season, I will sit, I'll be grateful, I will be active and exercise when I can. And in this season, I will spend time with people I love. In this season, I will live a slow life. I will relax and I will sleep till it's late. I will rest. And life is not all about getting now dash dash dash, because I was talking about what was happening then. So I can easily I can easily aim higher. And in this season I'll understand my worth. In this season I will remain sane and of sound mind. So my blessings can find a well prepared person. And in this season you are blessed, you are favored, you are exactly where you're meant to be. You are beautiful, you are worthy, and you mean the world to me. I love you. Literally is me telling myself good things at the end of each journaling episode. I talk to myself good, but they talk to yourself well. Talk to yourself well. All those things that you want to hear from other people, tell yourself. If it's a word of encouragement, encourage yourself. If it's affirmation, affirm yourself. If it's I love you, just tell yourself I love you. I love you. I got you. You're beautiful. You look good. Yeah. Okay, and I think we have come to the end of this episode. I don't know if you've learned a thing or two, but I know you have. I know you have. I know this are some great insights. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I love you guys so much. I really hope I've helped a soul or two. Thank you for being in my TED Talk till this very end. And I'll finish on my topic of journaling in the next video. So, bye bye.